Hola. I know it's been, like a day, but a couple things have come up for me. Just for me. Now, I'll call this Charlie was right and DEI is dead. Now, I don't know, like a couple things happened over the last couple of days. And I will go back to this, but I feel like I've said this to the point where I'm not even turning blue anymore. Now I'm turning red. Intersectionality is a real thing that some of us have been fucking talking about because we come from the extremes. When you come from an extreme, what that means is like people on your side have started from a place of dehumanizing others. And to other people who only have an American experience, I just want you to know when people are saying that, they're not saying they dislike them or they didn't give them a job. They're saying like they hung people from trees, they shot people dead. There's a whole ethnic genocide happening right now in Ethiopia, and it's between Ethiopian people. Like when people are saying to you that extremism is real and intersectionality is real and there's being like cross-cultural communication, everyone else is like, DEI, DEI. Oh, okay. See, here's what you don't understand. Other people hate each other so much that they just murdered the other they just killed off the other side. This is the only place where you have people from like other religions, other races, other ethnicities, other language. It's only here. That there ain't no other place. Like this was the goal. Like if there were ever going to be a place where everyone could exist, it's either this or nothing. And I'm happy to going back to nothing because when we're saying like there are other options, I mean like right now, like you don't even you could just take a plane and then go to the place where the other option exists, which is like what every African person has done at this point. This is why I'm very confused. It's like okay, like so I guess nobody so just coming from that, right? And then like understanding that, maybe the part that has been really confusing is there are so many people in the Black community who only partially understand Christianity. And I'm saying that just wholeheartedly. Like they don't understand serious like Christian philosophy in terms of like application. They understand partially the theory part of it. And so they feel that because they have partially practiced Christian theology, that they are holier than thou, right? But it's the partial practice that is the part that you gotta like, it's 10 toes down or it's nothing. And trust me, if you're the person who's sitting here saying like, I'm the 10 toes down or nothing, you can't live that 50% of the time. You would be living that 100% of the time. Anyway, so I guess I'm just confused about how, like, is it the Medhi guy, the guy who did the, what was it, like one leftist versus 20 conservatives, which actually just ended up turning into, it was just all the madness from white America. Everybody, they all had different perspectives. We could call some of them MAGA, but we had like a white supremacist, we had a fascist, there was one guy who was like, some of his stances on immigration kind of made sense, but they were like partial points. Some of them had points, but it was Medhi who comes from this place of intersectionality where most of us sit. I don't agree with Medhi on like anything also, but he understands intersectionality, right? When I'm saying that, I mean like you probably know what a radical Muslim is, what a radical Christian is, what a radical Buddhist is, and those from all different ethnic and racial groups. That's the intersectionality that I'm talking about. That's the diversity, clearly, that is dead. So, I mean, I'm not even mad that it's dead. I feel like it's probably a better thing that we don't, like, share anything. I guess you could share, but also I just kind of wonder, like, if you're going to come with the smoke at 8 a.m., don't get mad when the fire came at 7. Like, I can't understand the sort of, like, policing of people who are, like, so upset that they're not sad like Michael or Matt. Like, everyone is not going to, what the fuck? When you're selling George Floyd died t-shirts, and then you're mad when people do that same thing when your homie dies, I can't feel for you at all. Like, that's crazy. Like, you were the one who started the hate group. Like, you started the movement of hate. And then you got mad when a bigger hater came and was like, fuck all y'all. I don't know. I wasn't on the hate group in the first place, right? So I'm not going to join the support group now, though. That's where everybody can miss me. Like, once you kill DEI and you say it's dead, then don't bring that shit back to life. Kill it and let it die. And that's how I feel about Charlie. Like, just let it all go. We don't need to learn any lessons from it. We don't need to have any good feelings. We don't need to have any, like, sorries or apologies. Like, the same way that that's what's so strange to me. Like, I guess, like, other people just have never fought for anything, and so, like, when someone else loses the thing that they fought their whole life for, they can be like, fuck the other side. And then when they lose something, they want everybody to be like, we have empathy now. No, fuck that. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's madness. That's a different type of madness that I don't think any of us have to not only tolerate, but it's just that's a different level of, like, hypocrisy. It's a level of hypocrisy that just doesn't make any sense. That's the thing that's also been just getting on my nerves about even the black Christians. Like, I saw one girl who basically said that it wasn't even her. So there was the black pastor who, I think he's a Baptist pastor, so I actually don't understand what that means. There's just too many subsects of the Christianity for me to understand what it means at all. But the Black Baptists, which are descendants of the Christians or something, that pastor made the quote that was like, if you live a life full of evil, then just because you die by gun violence, that does not take away the evil that you have done your whole life. So exactly, yes to that. But also, I think coming from a place of not even making every single thing about religion, I do think that there is a place to have the 10 Commandments, because across religious faiths, the 10 Commandments do hold true, right? It's like, do unto others as you would like done unto you. There's no way you could realistically practice that and start selling mugs that say leftist tears and drink that shit before every episode, and then expect people not to, like, come with actual smoke for you. Like, that's called miss me all the way. Anyway, I think, so to go back, so then, like, the Medhi guy basically runs that quote, and it does feel like more people in the black community are picking that up. So, and the weird part about that one simple ass quote, that you don't need religion to teach you ethics. Like, that's my point. That's actually why I don't practice religion anymore. Like, you could simply walk through the world as an ethical person trying to do right. If instead you walk through the world as a revengeful person, or as a person that is simply, it isn't only criticizing, it is criticizing and demoralizing and mimicking other people who have different lifestyle choices than you, without providing any sort of, like, solution or guidance or, solution would be the best way to describe this. I feel like I've gone through this in my own family. Like, has nothing to do with religion. It simply has everything to do with ethics. Like, I will see people doing things and I'm like, why are you doing that? Now, one of my cousins called this judging. Oh, you're so judgmental. You're so judgmental. Well, no, it's more like I understand the outcome of certain actions, and I want better for you. So I would hope that you would make better choices so that, the things that come with bad choices don't happen to you. That's because I care. That's what love is. Love is teaching and showing, guiding. If you don't care, then you just let fail. You just let die. And you die like God gave life, and then God took it away. And then that's how it went. Don't intervene. Right? It's a lot. There was one other thing I wanted to bring up that I thought was interesting. So I couldn't understand why Ben Shapiro now would come out with a new book, but then I heard his talk with Ezra Klein, which I actually thought was a interesting talk for an interesting time. Both of those people politically sit on different sides of their politics are very different, but there are just some points of view I'd never heard before, and it was it wasn't really refreshing. It was more like, oh, that's why he believes that. So it was the first time I heard that way of thinking before, but he was basically saying don't criticize a system that you don't have another solution for. And I would say yes and no, because if a system is literally oppressing you actively, like America and black people, for instance, if you're not critical of the system, you're dead. There's no way you could live in it and believe it's almost what is it? People keep using the analogy of the frog in the hot water where, the water just keeps getting hot and then eventually the frog just bursts because the water's too hot. That happened so long ago. We are even past that. The analogy doesn't even hold anymore. We're somewhere else. I don't know. I guess people thought maybe some people are hoping for a revolution or something. I think that we're past that. I think other people are hoping for a civil sign of discourse. I think we're past that. There's no word, there's no phrase, there's no conversation, there's no policy, there's no collab. I don't know. And I think sometimes people look to me and they're like, oh, she must have the solution. No, not only do I not have a solution besides complete segregation of the races by continents, that is my solution, there's no reparations. Reparations is the solution for black people who remain in America, which it really feels like nobody sees that happening, and I kind of don't either. So then everybody should just separate, and then that's it. But I just think that everything that comes with, it's just kind of madness how so much of American culture is stemmed from black counterculture in a sense. How is Sexy Red bringing in a super bag right now? And everybody knows who she is. She is currently the cultural moment. Or everything happening with Cardi B. Cardi B's court case. Cardi B's this. Cardi B's that. Cardi B's on the train with some Jamaican hat. How is Cardi B running the fucking culture? The stripper runs America now? I mean, I do think economically she understands more than half the dudes on the economic team in the House, the Senate, all that shit. That's not the point though. Cardi B is not an elected official. So how the fuck is she providing better economic lessons in a 16-bar track on WAP? You know what I mean? That's crazy. How the fuck is a Cardi B song about money teaching financial economics to Latin kids who speak Spanish in Oakland? Be fucking serious. We are so past done. Cooked, right? Isn't that the term everybody's using? Cooked. That's where we are. But to go back to the intersectionality piece, I think that a bigger point of not trying to convert someone into believing the thing that you believe, and I said this today, and I guess I'll reiterate what I said. Something interesting about, I talked about Siddhartha yesterday. I don't know, did I post that? If I didn't, I'll post it today. But I talked about Siddhartha before, which is the main Buddha that Buddhists believe in. But he was also very rich, right? So it's not, money will not buy you peace in a civil society. It will buy you wealth in maybe a dictatorship, or if you have a kingdom, something like London or the UK or something, I don't know. But it's going to buy anarchy in America. Not even soon. It's now. And it's frightening that others don't see it. I think a part of it is the echo chambers. They only listen to people who look just like them, right? They think that their stories of madness and murder and goodness and righteousness and God, whatever the hell they believe, right? And I'm saying they, because there's a million different theys. point to any group. When the right is saying the left, who are they talking about? Right? Remember when there was like one leftist and a bunch of conservatives? Well, that was actually mislabeled because those weren't actually real conservatives. Everybody on that panel had no politics at all. They didn't even understand any issue. They were just saying shit. And there wasn't even a leftist. Looks like Amanda's actually a radical. So you mislabeled everybody on the whole conversation and you broadcast that to a bunch of people who don't know shit about politics. Like, that is wild. So who's the other side? Who is they? Who are they? Who are they? Where are they? What exactly did they say? Right? I think that's a good question. I feel like that the other thing I think is very interesting, like, there are only two issues that I've ever been vocal about because politically they're the only issues that I care about. Abortion is the top of the list. Abortion is actually above immigration. Why? Especially with all the more recent events, I think it's more important than ever to remove our player from the board. And what I mean is, like, as a black person who's been in America her whole life, let me review the experience. 0 out of 10. It's not a good experience that I would recommend for my lineage. That's what it is. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that for black women in America, abortion is the solution to, like, the problem here, right? So yes, we don't need to have any more conversations about DEI is only necessary if you have a diverse group of people. Then you would need equity and inclusion. If you do not have a diverse group of people, then yeah, you don't need any equity or inclusion. Fuck it. Like, let's go back to monoracial, monocultural, monolinguistic societies where there is no diversity, and then problems will be solved, right? Like, we have no need for, there's no intersectional anything. And I think, like, part of the reason I felt like I needed to have Finstagram as opposed to, like, a public sort of how do you say it? Yeah, like a public experience is because it did feel very, like, almost like unsafe simply to exist as something, especially in the black community, like that's something that isn't black and Christian, they don't understand, especially the other black people. They don't think that anyone who is not Christian or God-fearing could be alive or something. Like, I don't know. Like, the world is as big as it is with so many people, and then their real lives, like, they don't believe that there could be other people who could be living ethical lives with meaning and purpose if they don't follow the same God that they follow. Like, that is what they believe. Even as they look across every like Instagram, YouTube, movies and TV shows now, outside. How about that? Just go fucking outside. And you still couldn't figure that out. Well, I don't know. I wonder. Like, I have serious questions. But one thing I have learned, actually, one thing I will do, I will actually make two public accounts. So one public account will be like Olivia's Politics, where I will share thought leaders or quotes or books, philosophers, thinkers that aligned with my personal worldview. Like, I said it for years now. I am politically moderate, meaning I'm in the middle. I don't subscribe to far left or far right ideologies. Neither one applies to me. They're simply issues that I care about. The one thing that really yucks my yum is when people from the left, specifically people from the left who care about LGBTQIA movements, try to pull me into that shit. I've said it before and I will say it again, and I've tried to share it being said from other people because, like, maybe it is really disrespectful to say it to, I don't know, people who you've worked with or something, but, like, I don't talk about trans issues because I'm not a trans person. I don't show up to trans rallies because I'm not a trans person. I don't show up to gay rights issues because I don't have gay rights. Like, I don't know. Those issues don't impact me. And given who I am and my personal identity markers, Black woman, African person, just so you know, if you didn't know before, neither Black Americans nor continental Africans care about gay rights. I'm so sorry. Like, if that was new information to you, then here, you heard it from me, a Black person. There's like 5 Black gay men who are fighting for their right to live, and everybody else is like, nobody gives a shit about that. I'm so sorry. Like, that issue is not in our community. Like, that is an issue affecting like 3 people, and I can't help you. That's why every issue you see me sitting here talking about is like, hey, I'm a Black woman. I care about Black female issues. Fuck. How am I gonna go to your rally? I need my own rally. Shit. Like, where's my rights? Okay? Like, that fighting for those rights ain't putting not $1 in my pocket. If that's not clear. Like, not a single penny or an ounce of compassion. Not a one. So, yeah. Who's got the time? Fuck. Like, miss me. Sorry. Like, it's not that, like, also, I'm not on the other side, right? Where I'm gonna be who should not be named and go be like, you shouldn't have any rights. Like, I didn't go that far. I didn't say all that. Like, I do believe in the right for other people to live. I'm just saying I'm not going out to fight for it, if that makes sense. Like, you should go fight for your own rights. Which is another reason why all of this shit is kind of confusing, because, like, Black Americans legitimately did that. So I've heard another thing where people are like criticizing people who are saying foundational Black Americans are not a thing. Like, foundational Black Americans are actually the only identity group who is like literally got up and said, hey, we are us and we need rights for our group. But we also are compassionate and care about the rights for other groups. And even though that happened, and even though that group was successful, all the other groups who are not members of that group, who are specifically benefiting from the policies put in place by that particular group, continue to say, fuck that group. We hate those niggers. The irony there is something I don't like. I can't. Like, that is wild. Imagine being a Latino immigrant coming to America, crossing over illegally, getting deported, and going back to your racist-ass community to get them to come together and ask Black Americans to support you? Sorry. Like, hands up, don't laugh. Like, that's karma. Like, this is why more people should understand Eastern philosophy. See, let me do a circle for you. I'm going to watch how it goes. See, you propagate hate. You let it go. Push it out. Don't say anything. Keep it going. Oh, it's coming back around. Oh, it's coming back around. Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, it's coming. Oh, my God. That's how a circle works. 360. It might not be your turn right now. It might be somebody else. If you saw it, if you know it exists, do something about it. Say something. Try to help. Or don't. And just watch that shit circle right back around. And I guarantee you, when it's your turn to experience that same situation, more likely than not, the same grace that you showed the other side is what you will receive in return. That's karma. That's how that works. It isn't nice. And I don't think the point is supposed to be nice. But across ethnicities and across races and across religions, the 10 Commandments do apply, right? So if all of that is happening, then at any point, if you are sitting here living by whatever, like, righteousness is or goodness, whatever, there's a million terms you could use for it, then no matter how the seasons sway, right, you would still be in the eyes of God, you'd be on the side of right. Right? But if instead you were the observer, and I think that this is where a lot of people are falling now, something was happening to another group, right? And you observed it, because like there's one society. So I do feel like a lot of people like to come out with the like, oh, I didn't know. Well, you didn't know while someone was screaming and dying next to you? You didn't know? That seems very unlikely. It happened in your community. You didn't know. Well, okay. So there's something to saying like, oh my God, this thing that I see that is wrong is happening. Maybe like let me try in some way to help or to say something, or at least to mitigate the continuation of outward humiliation and vileness to be propagated to a community that's suffering. That's not cool. Especially like another thing I do want to say, and I saw that Michael Knowles and Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro and there's some other person who I don't know, they had like a mourning ceremony for Charlie, and I thought that was really kind. And there were a lot of people who had feelings of sadness, which that makes sense, right? Because losing someone that you love is sad. Now, losing someone that you love and then taking the sadness, but then turning that into like anger for a different group, for instance, like the people who've come and been like, I hate black people now, so now this is my opportunity to like take my anger out on black people. Like, not only is that not okay, that just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But that is what's happening. But then there's the other thing. I saw there was a black girl who went on campus and saw there was like a student who had a sign that was like, you know, I'm really sad that Charlie's gone. And the black girl, she started making fun of the sign and she like hits off the kid's hat or something. That's also wild. Like, that's like, there's no, what is the purpose of that? Maybe though it could be in her life and in her community, so often she's seen people mock Black death. Like, she's seen white people just completely mock, like the George Floyd challenge, the Breonna Taylor mocking her death over and over and over. And she probably really saw that. And she probably said like, no, that like, this is my opportunity to get even. And she took it. So I definitely think what she did is like learned behavior. And maybe if she were able to see Charlie as a human, then she wouldn't have felt that. And I think that was also a really good lesson to take from it. Like, that girl does not see Charlie or his homies as humans. That's why when he's gone, she can be like, ha ha ha, ha 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 ha. And that's really how she feels. I don't feel that way. I see Charlie as a human. Don't agree with him. I'm not even sure if Charlie would see me as a human. Slippery slope. I also just kind of feel like I was thinking about also the video that I made about Mary Jane, where I was like criticizing her and the girls who don't talk about politics, and I realized how much courage it took for her to even make that video. I thought about that. I was like, wait, like, I don't agree with her and I think she's wrong. But by me commenting on it, I feel like, you know, it was an opportunity for her to like listen to another point of view and, I don't know, maybe take the feedback, because I do think there's a lot of just Black Christians who are not practicing whatever they believe they're preaching, or the preach is. So there's that. But it took a lot of courage for her to honestly like publicly vocalize how she saw Charlie as a good man, which clearly, in terms of her values and beliefs, she values and believes in good husbands. Like, that is her Mecca. That is her, in her worldview, that is what is most important to her. I don't know. I guess, what is a mouse that's never been out of a cage? Like, how can you... All they know is the cage. Their whole lives are just in the cage. So, it, you know. those of us who are outside of the cage and who have seen more and who know more, I guess, how could we relate to the mouse in the cage?